Hey everyone, and welcome back to Success Boost. Today we're going to be talking about the potential lawsuit and fraud allegations against Ignite. Make sure you stay until the end so you don't miss out on all the juicy new info. You won't regret it. Dan Bilzerian is the son of corporate takeover specialist Paul Bilzerian and Terry Stephan, who was born on the 7th of December in 1980 in Tampa, Florida, and he's the brother of fellow poker player Adam Bilzerian. He's of Armenian descent through his father. His father was a corporate raider on Wall Street who set up trust funds for both his sons to live on. Bilzerian claims to have subsequently enrolled at the University of Florida and studied there for 4 years, majoring in business and criminology, but it's unclear if he ever graduated. Bilzerian claims to have subsequently enrolled at the University of Florida and studied there for 4 years, majoring in business and criminology, but it's unclear if he ever graduated. Bilzerian played in the 2008 World Series of Poker main event, finishing in 180th place. In 2010, he was voted one of the funniest poker players on Twitter by Bluff magazine, and in November 2011, Bilzerian was one of those sued over the debt of honor winnings they had been paid in no-contract poker games by Toby Maguire. That same year, Bilzerian defended Alex Rodriguez publicly against accusations that he had gambled illegally, claiming that he was present, and when the alleged gambling event had taken place, Rodriguez was not present. In November 2013, Bilzerian posted an unconfirmed claim that he had won $10.8 million from a single night of playing poker, and in 2014, he claimed to have won $50 million throughout the year, adding that he doesn't play against professionals anymore, and the most he's ever lost in a single session is $3.6 million. Bilzerian has featured on Joe Rogan's podcast on social media platform YouTube, explaining the run-up to his poker career. Bilzerian's Los Angeles house, for example, is a monthly rent of $200,000. The house, along with the parties, boats, and models, are charged to Ignite International Limited, a company that Bilzerian helped develop. According to TMZ, some of these funds included a $60,000 Star Wars gun set, a $50,000 bed frame, and a $75,000 paintball field. Beside the fact that these are the dream purchases of a 12-year-old, there's nothing fundamentally wrong with buying those items. That is, unless you made them with the company's credit card, and according to Forbes, Ignite International managed to lose a staggering $50 million in 2019. Dan Bilzerian, the king of Instagram, could end up seeing his company Ignite go bankrupt in the next 2 weeks. Dan Bilzerian's new pod company may soon go up in smoke. The latest venture from the hard-partying, self-proclaimed king of Instagram, Ignite International, which sells a smorgasbord of weed-related products, burned through $50 million last year. Ignite lost $43 million on expenses related to marketing and promotion, as well as office leases alone, according to its annual filings first reported on by Forbes. Dan Bilzerian, aka the king of Instagram, is the CEO and founder of Ignite International Brands, etc., which specializes in electronic cigarettes, cannabis, and several other products. Over the course of the last few months, worrisome reports have surfaced which hint that the company could be hit by major financial issues, and, according to a report by Forbes, Dan Bilzerian's Ignite lost a whopping $50 million last year. Ignite International appears to have footed the bill for Dan's gun-toting, private jet-flying Playboy lifestyle, paying him a salary as well as the travel expenses of the other companies he owns. Dan Bilzerian, however, seems to be dismissive of such rumors, courtesy of his recent tweet in which he cited the example of Uber to draw a parallel and counter bankruptcy rumors about Ignite. Despite his dismissiveness, things don't seem to be looking up for the former US Navy SEALs turned venture capitalist as Ignite continues its steep fall from grace. Bilzerian runs the company Ignite International Brands Limited, which sells electronic cigarettes, CBD oils, water bottles, and vodka, among other products. Ignite is a public company headquartered in Toronto, Canada, that began trading in January 2019 under the BILZF ticker. The company reportedly lost over $50 million in 2019, mostly on marketing and other rental expenses. Bilzerian's Instagram feed is littered with photos of him on yachts, private jets, playing chess while surrounded by stacks of cash, and even posing with a massive gun with the Ignite logo carved into the side. Ignite sells a wide range of products from water bottles and vodka to THC vape pens and CBD oils. Forbes Cannabis reporter, however, wrote that he had never seen an Ignite product in the wild. The company, which began publicly trading in Canada in January 2019 and trades under the BILZF ticker, has seen its stock value plummet more than 70% in the ensuing year and a half to 70 cents. Bilzerian is not losing money for the first time. The 39-year-old entrepreneur recently lost a book deal with Simon & Schuster because he was too busy partying to deliver a manuscript, Page 6 reported last month. Ignite's financial records for Q2 were released 2.5 months late after the deadline. However, they finally released it in a way where nobody could find them. It's not on their website, which is horrendous. What kind of public company doesn't put its own financials on its website? That's unheard of. So they throw it on some website which is really hard to get to. However, we found it, and we have some really interesting stuff. Basically, on the financials, the company in 2 weeks is going to be literally out of cash. Not balance sheet insolvency, not theoretical accounting insolvency, they are literally out of cash in exactly 14 days. Based on these financials, the company started the year with 15.1 million and it ended the second quarter with 5.8 million, meaning it burned through nearly $9 million in the span of 6 months. That means it burns through $1.5 million every single month. Now, if you have 5.8 million on June 30th, it literally means you have 4 months left to live. That's it. From June 30th, 4 months you get October 30th. They literally had zero growth from last year. A company that sells weed online during a pandemic, when everyone's stuck at home smoking weed, had 0% growth in 1 year. This is insane. We were told that Ignite is going to get healthier, they're going to fix a lot of these things, they're going to spend less, their expenditures are the same, their gross profit is abysmal, and their efficiency is in the toilet. Like any good businessman, it seems like Bilzerian sticks someone else with the bill. Bilzerian, who owns at least a stake in other companies headquartered in Montana and Nevada, according to public records, also used Ignite as an ATM. Ignite Cash went to pay salaries, licensing fees, business expenses, and travel expenses for companies owned by the CEO, according to the report. How much of all this Ignite chose to share with its shareholders and the holders of its debt until the annual report was released, only Ignite can say. But it's fair to declare that the company publicly said it was doing one thing, while it, or Dan Bilzerian, who can say, did another. We would look to be cash flow positive certainly in 2020, former company president Jim McCormick, a former tobacco executive who pivoted to the cannabis sector after 2016, told an interviewer in May of last year. We run the company very lean and mean. Spoilers, they didn't. Compared that boosterism to the doom and gloom in the annual report. Here's a telling passage from the company's directors, who declare that in order to keep going, they will need more of someone else's money, and that now is a very bad time to go begging. The company will need to raise capital in order to fund its operations and continue its existing and prospective expansion into strategic markets. This need may be adversely impacted by uncertain capital market conditions, including those created by the COVID-19 pandemic, an inability to secure strategic partnerships in key markets, and an unfavorable perception of the Ignite brand, wrote the company's board of directors before warning investors that the whole thing might be ready to self-immolate. Although the company has been successful in the past in obtaining financing, there is no assurance that it will be able to obtain adequate financing in the future, or that such financing will be on terms that are acceptable to the company, they continued. The uncertainty of the company's ability to achieve profitable operation and its success in raising additional capital funding may cast significant doubt on the company's ability to continue as a going concern. That same prognostication, failure is imminent, was also the analysis offered by the accounting firm that reviewed the company's books. At least some of the money Dan Bilzerian will use to keep Ignite afloat is also your money. The company reported receiving just short of $1.2 million in Paycheck Protection Program loans from the Small Business Administration. Ignite intends on applying for loan forgiveness, the company said. Okay, an enormous marketing machine that didn't really sell anything. A brand that its own directors worry may be toxic, floated by debt and investors. Is that all there really is left behind Dan Bilzerian's company? Maybe. While you're here, go ahead and click on one of these videos on your screen. See you there.